Good morning, Vietnam. The doctor is in. Be sure to hit the like and prescribe. JT in his house. How you doing, brother? Tell you how I'm doing. I'm tired AF. Got a lot on not on tap this morning though. We'll talk about the stock market. Talk about crypto. We're gonna talk about Cardano. What that crazy nut Charles Hoskinson said last night. Powell speaking in like 30 minutes, bro. Probably pop into the old Papa Powell speech. Oh, I got a new flavor of Polar I really like, and it's cheap. Raspberry lime. Ooh. I really, Polar's on point. They got some good flavors. I haven't tried their El Natural, like no flavor. It's probably pretty good. Give them a little blur check. 28 minutes, bro. 28 mother fudging minutes. Just getting some things ready. Had a very long day yesterday. Good morning. Started at 4 a.m. Doing a switch cut over, and we got it all cut over. Then I had to start troubleshooting some issues with these old ass devices, and we got that fixed. And then it was determined, it's like kind of a big campus type location, so the IDFs are like pretty spread out. Some of the, like 7 of the switches on the edge that weren't coming up, I didn't even know those switches existed, and they weren't playing nice. It's all fiber, and you know, this really fancy core all fiber switch, and I couldn't get it to communicate, so I had to revert. Oh my goodness. 15 hour day yesterday. I'm exhausted. Those days, they wipe me out. I'm going to be recovering all weekend. I hate it. It's mentally exhausting, stressful AF. Clients upset. You know, puts a lot of heat and stress on me. Anyway, let's talk about the mother fudging stock market. I don't know if I put my time in yesterday, but did I time? Nope. Ding, ding, ding. A ding, a ding, ding. Stock market and crypto were up. I don't expect it to do much for the next 26 minutes. You know what time it is. It's already time to turn off the light. I just do not like light shining in my face. Shine bright like a diamond. All right. One lonely person in the house. Just me and JT. So sad. We got Coinbase up 250. It's at $200, so wasn't it higher yesterday? Was there a sell-off yesterday? I barely looked at. I looked at crypto every now and then. Do you eat rice? If so, would you prefer brown or white? I don't eat rice just because of the type 2 diabetes. Though I'm not sure that rice is bad for you, especially if you cook it then refrigerate it. But I don't know. There's just so much information on. So from my understanding, brown rice is worse for you just because of all the arsenic. It was a terrible sell-off yesterday. So white obviously tastes better. There's some good brown rices I've found, but apparently the arsenic, right? So I don't know. My doctor actually told me to eat. One of my doctors told me to eat rice, even with the type 2 diabetes. But I got to keep my carbs under a certain amount. So what am I supposed to do? Eat a spoonful of rice? What am I supposed to do, doctor? Chris in the house. How you doing, brother? It's pumping a little bit already. Yeah, Powell's gonna speak. I think I think the market already knows what Powell's gonna say. But we're about 24 minutes from his speech. Bitcoin Cash up 800. So Bitcoin's chilling around a little over 61, it looks like. Nutty and nutty. Man, my video a couple nights ago got a lot of likes. Pretty happy. Starting this video off low dick energy. There are only 3 people in the house, only 1 like. Some pretty weak ass shit. RFK joining Trump today. That's some rumor on the street. We'll get to that in a little bit when we talk about what that lunatic Charles Hoskinson had to say last night. Very interesting video to say the least. All right, are we done with the stock market? You cook rice and rinse the shit out of it, it'll get all the starch out. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I agree with you on that one. I think if you cool it, it's a lot better for like spiking your insulin. That's a JT like. JT's the only one liking today. Yeah, all you other a bunch of little bitches out there just coming in like a little carp, sucking knowledge out of me, giving nothing back in return. I see how it is, little bitches. All right, you guys keep sidetracking me with like rice and freaking. I don't even know where I'm at. What was I gonna do? Rice and freaking. All right, Bitcoin 61,000. Somewhat disappointing, but at least we're not crashing. SPX. Oh my goodness, we're almost at all-time highs again. Can you imagine having the philosophy of not buying until after the election? NASDAQ clearing up to new all-time highs, and it's in price discovery. It's been an all-time high since January. I mean, that was your opportunity right there. I think the sell-off could come in 2025. I think we could go a pretty nasty sell-off in 2025 if it were to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that would be my prediction. Deflation and rate cuts and shit like that. But who knows? It's too hard. Everyone does this thing where like we look at what happened in the past. What happened when this happened with rate cuts? What happened when that happened? What happened in the .com bubble? What happened? Blah, 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 blah. None of it means dick. For a couple reasons. 1, efficient market theory. 2, variables. There's a lot of variables to take into account, right? You could go find patterns and say, oh, blah, 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 blah. But I guarantee you could go find other patterns and other patterns and other patterns. 3, the biggest one, is the amount of money we pumped into the system. It's freaking ridiculous. The amount of money that has been printed in the last 4 years is quadrupled from like 4 trillion to 20 trillion. Just bam, slam it in. And everyone can't figure out why everything's so expensive. Everyone wants more money. Everyone wants higher wages. Everyone's raising prices, right? Wage price spiral. Is AI going to be the great equalizer? Jason in the house. Ramble time. Jason always ready for that ramble time. Stock market's going to fly up as soon as he says he's going to cut rates. Why do you hope the stock market flies up? I, wouldn't you be in, if you think the stock market's going to fly up, why aren't you investing? What if Shanahan ends up being swapped in to be Trump's VP? The coach of the 49ers? I don't know. Is he up for... I didn't realize he was up for VP. I know RFK was going to have Aaron Rodgers potentially be VP, but... Oh, Kyle? Kyle is VP? That's an interesting take. When you say last names, the only way I'm gonna know who that person is if it's someone that's NFL related. I mean, there's a few people outside of the NFL I know who they are. Trump, Kamala. The extent of people I know in politics are Trump, Harris, Biden, RFK, Vance, because he has sex with couches. I don't remember who Kamala's VP is. Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren. That's about it. McCarthy. Did that guy retire? I like that guy. He got crypto, bro. Did you watch any? No. I watched some of the DNC a couple nights ago when Oprah was on. The DNC just seems to be a bunch of black women getting up on stage and endorsing Kamala. The only reason Kamala's going to get any votes is because of the females, mostly females that are feminism and all that. Don't get me started on politics. Is such garbage, dude. Both parties are garbage. Bunch of Kool-Aid sippers on both sides. They both want the same thing. They just want to be in power, right? They don't actually give a shit. That one of the factors on the what's going to happen in the stock market that's completely different that I didn't get to because you guys sidetracked me is the debt. Our debt's out of control. We're on pace. And this is what a lot of what Charles talked about is the two-party system. So let's hold off onto that until I get to that. Nicole Shanahan, is that Kyle Shanahan's wife? You think the government for that one, you keep printing money like that makes... You think the government's for that one, you keep printing money like that and it makes it worthless? I think I understand what you're saying. You're correct. I do know Nancy Pelosi. I forgot about her. Thank you for reminding me. That there's a couple others. AOC. I remember as AOC. I barely remember her name. Alicia Cortez, Alexandria, Oscar Cortez, and then there's that other blonde psycho. Can't think of her name right now. Strantzer in the house. Hey, Nosh. Yeah, you got that right, bro. So long, I don't even know. When's the last time you've been here? Your name does not look familiar, and I'm usually pretty good with remembering names. That's why I think they can swap in Nicole to get some of the female minority. I mean, who can swap? Oh, who can swap it? Trump? Were you saying Trump's going to replace someone? Was that the question before? When an Arab bashed Trump? I don't know what. I remember you saying something about Shanahan, and I just went on a crazy tangent. Chris. What if Shanahan ends up... Are they discussing that? I think if they want to... If Trump wants to seal the deal, he should make RFK vice president. Oh, look at you changing one of your... Oh, no shit, bro. That was like 4 years ago. No longer work late, so no longer... Yeah, I did a night stream the other night. Once crypto starts doing some shit, I'll probably do more night streams. Got to work on them night moves. Look up Nicole Shan. Don't tell me what to do. Tired of you guys. What do you think I am? Ted Cruz. That guy sounds familiar. Isn't he Texas? I don't remember. Oh, that's the VP for RFK, isn't it? Isn't that RFK's VP? Yeah. Teddy's okay. I don't really know much about him. She looks black there. Is that someone different? No. Is she part black, part Asian? Part Hawaiian? Yeah, I don't know shit about her. What does she do? Besides being Shanahan, is that like an Irish name? I mean, somewhere along the lines, we stopped talking about the stock market and started talking politics. I'm not gonna have a timestamp for that because she didn't even have a Wikipedia page. Psych. So she has no political experience at the age of 38. Is RFK sticking it to her? Is that what's going on? You know what killed RFK? Like RFK never had a chance, but he was gaining pop. You know what killed him is that stupid bear story. He wanted to, but he wouldn't take this deposition. He wanted to what? And who wouldn't want to what? She's the one that was so she's financing it. So give me a bunch of money and I'll make you my running mate. What does she do? How does she have so much damn money? Oh, she's an attorney specializing in Silicon Valley. Damn. Married Google co-founder. Oh, Sergey. That's what's. Is Google? Is Sergey not pumping some money into RFK? Late, you're late, Ostrancer. I already said that. Old news. She loaded. Yeah, she loaded with Sergey. She was married to one of those tech moguls. Jason coming in over the top being old ass news, latest shit. What the hell's wrong with you guys? I already told you. I already told you she's married to the Google co-founder, and then you guys got to come in and chat, say the same thing. She and Kennedy are pro crypto. I know Kennedy's pro crypto. Bro says he has like most of his net worth in Bitcoin. I don't believe him. She got there's a lot of Google. Sergey got a lot of money, bro. He's in the billions. Sergey Brin looks like a nerd. He looks pretty good for 51. He looks like this was when he was 15. I got to be careful when I talk shit on people because this guy could have me assassinated with the blink of an eye. That guy could have me delete 133 billion. Dan in the house. 300 Bitcoin. You have 300 Bitcoin and you're Jewish? What are we saying here? Who has 300 Bitcoin and who's Jewish? Good morning, Dan. You got a pizza weekend going on again? Since my family's gone, I might have to order me one. I was fiending for a pizza last night, but instead I had 2 Oikos Greek yogurts and a scoop of protein powder and went to bed hungry. Woke up hungry. I'm going to try. I probably won't eat pizza this weekend. I just have to remind myself it's 20 minutes to cook it, prep it and cook it. About 5 to 7 minutes to eat it. And then after I'm done, a little cleanup. I'm hungry. And I usually sleep worse because of it. It's bad for me. So this will probably be the 4th weekend in a row without pizza. Oh, Sergey's Jewish. Yeah, he looks kind of like he could be Jewish. And Kennedy has 300 Bitcoin. Is that what he said? 300 Bitcoin. That's like 210 million. 180 million. Or 1.8 million. 1, 2, 3, 18 million. 1, 2, 3. He has 18 million in Bitcoin, and that's most of his net worth. Well, his net worth isn't that much then. I thought he had more money than that. Why would you do that? Why would, yeah, Sergey would have to sell. What? Sergey would have to sell his Google shares. Why? He has a net worth of about 50 million. Wow. I figured it'd be more than that. Thought the Kennedys still had that bootleg money. I don't know. He must be broke. Yep. Just like Trump had to put everything in his son's name. I don't. If you're saying if she was vice president, Sergey, no, Trump didn't do none of that shit, bro. He bucked that system. I thought. Didn't reveal his tax records. Did all kinds of shit. Rookie, you got that right, bro. All right, let's talk about Cardano real quick. Crypto. Let's just get straight to. Let's do crypto for about 2 minutes. Talk about that nutcase Cardano founder. And then we'll check out Papa Powell. All right, crypto. We never really got Tesla. What's Tesla? Coinbase 202. It's up a little bit more. Tesla 216 up $6. Bitcoin dominance dipping a little bit. Alts have been pumping a little bit. Total crypto market cap 2.116 trillion. Bitcoin market cap 1.2 trillion. Bitcoin chilling at about 61,000. Ethereum at 2650. Cardano at 37.6. It was over 38 at one point. Ono making a little bit of a comeback at 72.5. Ooh, ICP doing really well at 839. I am very bullish ICP, guys. I don't, honestly, I should have listened to CryptoVisor. I don't have enough ICP. I should have sold half my Cardano to buy ICP. We'll see whether or not I should have done that in the future, I guess. Don't get me wrong. I think Cardano is going to do just fine. Stacks at $1.68. I'm pretty much back to break even on that one. That's nice. Celeste at 548. I'm getting taken to the woodshed on that one. Litecoin at $63. I have a little bit of Litecoin, taking a little bit of a bath on that one. Atom at 483. Wellness check. Farnswoggle Isle. Wellness check. Isle Farnswoggle P Horsetooth. Aleph at 14, a little under 15 cents. Wellness check. Isle Retro. Matic, blah, Metis, blah, AVAX, AVAX, blah, 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 AVAX Rocket. Who am I imitating? You guys, Jason, you're right. Link at 1158. Should have bought that dip, bro. That one was a no-brainer right there. Phantom. Ain't no one talking about Phantom this bull run. At least I don't think. A lot of those RRs don't show up on my YouTube timeline anymore. So, like Barron. What's that guy's name? Dumbass Barron. Paul Barron. Bitboy didn't even show up on my shit anymore. Sam, what's that guy's name? My timeline's mostly like podcasts, a bunch of comedians, and freaking Rust and NFL and some dumb shit. Harmony 1.012. All right, let's get to Charles Hoskinson. Charles had a really good video last night. Usually, I started watching, and usually when he's talking like he's talking, I'll just can't stomach it and turn it off because I get tired of his, rah, rah, rah sometimes. AVAX need WBTC to go up $200, and I made my pay. Why WBTC? WBTC and BTC are basically the same thing. He was talking about how crappy the two-party system is, and he's really bummed because, he had hopes for RFK. He was going to vote for RFK, but come on, RFK was not, and I was going to vote for RFK, but he's not going to get elected. I can't really stomach the Democrat and Republican parties right now. There's some bros out there I like. Some of them I tend to be on the Republican side because they're the ones that typically have pro crypto bros that seem to get it. But I can't stomach Kamala just talking and her laugh and her stupidity and her, if it's true that she wants to freaking unrealized capital tax and 40%, 47% capital tax. And Charles talked about this. I actually didn't know this, but the income tax was first introduced in like 1913 or something. It was only 7%, and then it got out of control, and then it was like 90%. And it's just this out of control thing, and the spending, and how we have 35 trillion in debt, and supposedly half the income taxes go to just paying off the interest, and they're just going to continue to drive the debt up, and 100% of the tax is going to go to it. Elon Musk says he wants to be Secretary of Efficiency. We need that so bad, right? Go in and the thought process is if you just become 5% less spending over 10 years, we'll be debt free. And how could we not become 5% more efficient every year? Every corporation, every Fortune 500 and Fortune 5,000, all the way down to like mom and pop stores, work on efficiency and squeezing the penny and budgeting expenses. Oh, but not the government. So much money and red tape, and who gives a shit? Just spend. Oh, just spend. Oh, we don't have oh, that's okay. We'll just take it from this, and we're just that. Just the level of stupidness in our government now. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse. Like, you spend your whole life hearing about how bad the government is and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, this is the biggest election ever, and this is that, and things just keep, well, it's true. It just keep getting worse. It just does keep getting worse. It really took a downturn, in my opinion, after Obama. And I'm not saying Obama was perfect, and I'm not saying government was perfect, but it's just like the divide's gotten worse. I think the divide's being driven by China and Russia bringing in agents and propaganda and media, Facebook posts, Twitter posts, misinformation, bots, and and just inciting indifference between the values of Republicans versus Democrats and what they have, and just lying about things, right? Constantly lying. Like, I'm not 100% sure this unrealized capital tax has any real weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this really a thing? And at this Biden tax is like, is this really something that can get passed? Like, how could you be that stupid as a politician to back something like that before the election, right? It almost feels like it's misinformation, or maybe she and Biden are that stupid. What Warren Buffett said to fix it, yeah, something along the lines if the GDP or something is something, you can't get reelected. The last third-party candidate to win any electoral votes was George Wallace. George Wallace sounds familiar. Like, was that a character in Finding Forrester? Oh, I'm such a dummy. George Wallace, yeah. George Corley. Why are you so fascinated with WBTC? I mean, it's Bitcoin, bro. Electrical. Did I say electrical? Yeah, Bitcoin's pumping. Is Powell already speaking? Let's, anyway. Oh, the big thing that Charles said is starting next year, he's going to form a party or group or an organization that goes around and rewrites the Constitution. And he's going to go from state to state and try and get a new government implemented in the United States. So it's a little bit, I'll support him. It's a little bit crazy. Like, they'll probably assassinate him if he tries to do that. If he starts getting any, momentum going, and a lot of people, they'll just they'll assassinate him before he gets to the deep state.
Hello everyone, this is the deep state. I just want to let you know that there's this wacko crypto founder that's going to go out and try and create and start a new government, write a new constitution. Ha 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 ha, what a dummy. He's such a dummy. He has no chance whatsoever. But, if he starts getting a little steam, a little momentum, that's okay. We'll snuff him out. Deep state out.
He got 80, yeah. He needs to, don't buy averting before the election. Ricky in the house, don't buy averting before the, Ricky coming in with JT fingers. All right, where are we at? J Powell? Papa Powell? J Powell. Jerome. He got a non-white name. Jerome's a non-white name, ain't it? Uh-oh, Jerome. Jerome going ham on the mic. He said something immediately that made the market rip.
Now at 4.3%, still low by historical standards.
Oh, he's saying bullish stuff.
Above its level in early 2023. Most of that increase has come over the past 6 months. So far, rising unemployment has not been the result of elevated layoffs, as is typically the case in an economic downturn. Rather, the increase mainly reflects a substantial increase in the supply of workers and a slowdown from the previously frantic pace of hiring. Even so, the cooling in labor market conditions is unmistakable. Job gains remain solid, but have slowed this year. Job vacancies have fallen, and the ratio of vacancies to unemployment has returned to its pre-pandemic range. The hiring and quits rates are now below the levels that prevailed in 2018 and 19. Nominal wage gains have moderated, and all told, labor market conditions are now less tight than just before the pandemic in 2019, a year when inflation ran below 2%. It seems unlikely that the labor market will be a source of elevated inflationary pressures.
Is volume good there?
We do not seek or welcome further cooling in labor market conditions. Overall, the economy continues to grow at a solid pace, but the inflation and labor market data show an evolving situation. The upside risks to inflation have diminished, and the downside risks to employment have increased. As we highlighted in our last FOMC statement, we are attentive to the risks to both sides of our dual mandate. The time has come for policy to adjust. The direction of travel is clear, and the timing and pace of rate cuts will depend on incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. We will do everything we can to support a strong labor market as we make further progress toward price stability. With an appropriate dialing back of policy restraint, there is good reason to think that the economy will get back to 2% inflation while maintaining a strong labor market. The current level of our policy rate gives us ample room to respond to any risks we may face, including the risk of unwelcome further weakening in labor market conditions. So let's now turn to the questions of why inflation rose and why it has fallen so significantly even as unemployment has remained low. There's a growing body of research on these questions, including Gowdy Eggerson's work, which we'll shortly discuss, and this is a good time for this discussion. It is, of course, too soon to make definitive assessments. This period will be analyzed and debated long after we are all gone. The arrival of the COVID-19 pandemic led quickly to shutdowns in economies around the world. It was a time of radical uncertainty and severe downside risks.
Yawn.
As so often happens in times of crisis, Americans adapted and innovated. Governments responded with extraordinary force, especially in the United States. Congress unanimously passed the CARES Act. At the Fed, we used our powers to an unprecedented extent to stabilize the financial system and help stave off an economic depression. After a historically deep but brief recession, in mid-2020, the economy began to grow again. And as the risks of a severe extended downturn receded, and as the economy reopened, we faced the risk of replaying the painfully slow recovery that followed the global financial crisis. Congress delivered substantial additional fiscal support in late 2020 and again in early 2021. Spending recovered strongly in the first half of 2021, and the ongoing pandemic shaped the pattern of the recovery. Lingering concerns over COVID weighed on spending on in-person services, but pent-up demand, stimulative policies, pandemic changes in work and leisure practices, and the additional savings associated with constrained services spending all contributed to a historic surge in consumer spending on goods. The pandemic also wreaked havoc on supply conditions. 8 million people left the workforce at its onset, and the size of the labor force was still 4 million below its pre-pandemic level in early 2021. The labor force would not return to its pre-pandemic trend until mid-2023. Supply chains were snarled by a combination of lost workers, disrupted international trade linkages, and tectonic shifts in the composition and level of demand. Clearly, this was nothing like the slow recovery after the global financial crisis. Enter inflation. After running below target through 2020, inflation spiked in March and April 2020.
Oh my goodness, bro! Why are we talking about history of 4 years ago?
With extremely large price increases for goods in short supply, such as motor vehicles. My colleagues and I judged at the outset that these pandemic-related factors would not be persistent, and thus that the sudden rise in inflation was likely to pass through fairly quickly without the need for a monetary policy response. In short, that the inflation
2008 had the chance of being the end of
expectations. It can.
2008 was going to be, had the chance of being much worse, like the worst thing to ever happen in global markets. Because the greedy,
mainstream analysts
and advanced economy central bankers. Did he make a joke?
I think I see some former shipmates out there today.
Why?
The common expectation was that.
Why are they in Jackson Hole? Isn't Jackson Hole for rich people? Are they out there just wasting our tax dollars?
Goods to services, bringing inflation down. For a time, the data were consistent with the transitory hypothesis. Monthly readings for core inflation declined every month from April through September 2021, although progress came slower than expected. The case began to weaken around mid-year, as was reflected in our communications. And beginning in October, the data turned hard
Oh.
against the transitory hypothesis. Inflation rose and broadened out from goods
Inflation
to
is
services, and it became
transitory.
clear that high inflation was not transitory.
Oh, it's not
and
transitory.
It would require a strong response if inflation expectations were to remain well anchored. We recognized that and pivoted beginning in November. Financial conditions began to tighten, and after phasing out our asset purchases, we lifted off in March of 2022.
Bonds at
By
125.
early 2022, headline inflation exceeded 6% and core was above 5%. New supply shocks appeared.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine led to a sharp increase
Look
in
at
energy
Karen
and commodity
dumbass
prices.
shaking her
The
head.
improvements in supply conditions and the rotation in demand from goods to services were taking much longer than expected, in part due to further COVID waves in the United States.
Look at the look on her face.
COVID continued to disrupt production globally, including through new and extended lockdowns.
She's so
in China.
proud of Papa Powell.
High rates of inflation were a global phenomenon, reflecting common experiences.
Yep,
Rapid increases
shake
in
your
the demand
head.
for goods, strained supply chains, tight labor markets, and sharp hikes in commodity prices.
Oh, she got to write down.
The global nature of
Ooh,
inflation
the admiration
was unlike
again.
any period since the 1970s. Back then, high inflation became entrenched, an outcome we were utterly committed to avoiding. By mid-2022, the labor market was extremely tight, with employment increasing by 6.5 million jobs from the middle of 2021.
Oh,
This
now
increase in
we're at
labor demand was
2021.
met
Oh
in
my
part
God,
by
it's going to be
workers
a
rejoining the
4-hour
labor force
speech.
as health concerns began to fade. But labor supply remained constrained, and in the summer of 2022, labor force participation remained well below pre-pandemic levels. There were nearly twice as many job openings as unemployed persons from March 2022 through the end of the year, signaling a severe labor shortage, and inflation peaked at 7.1% in June 2022. At this podium 2 years ago, I discussed the possibility that addressing inflation could bring some.
All right, we'll check back on him in a couple minutes. He's just giving us a history lesson of, like, this is just, why waste people's time? Bitcoin, like, though. Bitcoin, ooh, we're over 62,000, boys and girls. Are we starting to get a little excited again, a little bullish? Cardano over 38 cents. Hi, Kurt. If you're listening to this later at 2x speed, comment 69 in the comments below. 69, Kurt. Comment 69 in the comments, bro. Ondo, how we doing, brother? Ondo, 75 cents. Oh, I'm just getting excited, guys. My portfolio took a pretty hard hit during this last little dip. You know, when we went from 70,000 all the way, like, we're talking 6 figures hit. We're starting to make a little comeback. Starting to get a little excited. Starting to get a little wiggle in the wriggle. Starting to get a little tickle in the pickle. Starting to get a little action in the paction. Starting to get a little seismic activity, if you know what I'm saying. The market is hanging on to J Powell's every word. No. The market knew. This could be a buy the news, or this could be a sell the news event in the end of the day. It's Kamala, she brings calmness. It's camel toe. Wordsmith. Oh, because of all my, it's a little fickle in the, no, it's a little motion in the potion. It's a little slither in the come hither. I'm all right.
Anchoring contributed to the view that disinflation
Are we
would
at
require
2022
slack in the
yet?
economy, and specifically in the labor market. An important takeaway from recent experience is that anchored inflation expectations, reinforced by vigorous central bank actions, can facilitate disinflation without the need for slack. This narrative attributes much of the increase in inflation to an extraordinary collision between overheated and temporarily distorted demand and constrained supply. While researchers differ in their approaches and to some extent in their conclusions, a consensus seems to be emerging, which I see as attributing most of the rise in inflation to this collision. All told, the healing from pandemic distortions, our efforts to moderate aggregate demand, and the anchoring of expectations have worked together to put inflation on what increasingly appears to be a sustainable path to our 2% objective. Disinflation while preserving labor market strength is only possible with anchored inflation expectations, which reflect the public's confidence that the central bank will bring about 2% inflation over time. That confidence has been built over decades and reinforced by our actions. That is my assessment of events. Your mileage may differ. So let me wrap up by emphasizing that the pandemic economy has proved to be unlike any other.
Yep.
And that there remains much to be learned from this extraordinary period.
Yep.
Our statement on longer-run goals and monetary policy strategy emphasizes our commitment to reviewing our principles and making appropriate adjustments through a thorough public review every 5 years. As we begin this process later this year, we will be open to criticism and new ideas while preserving the strengths of our framework. The limits of our knowledge, so clearly evident during the pandemic, demand humility and a questioning spirit.
Did I actually say Alexandria at one point? Ocasio-Cortez? I got the Cortez right. That's it? He's not going to have no question and answer?
Right now. And we've got some great papers lined up for this morning. We've got 2 papers, and we also have a panel lined up for that.
Karen Dumas is going to...
All right. Good morning. Thank you, and welcome to the first day of sessions for the Federal
Jerome sounds fine on that mic, man.
Jackson Hole Economic Symposium. My name is.
I don't know if it's a channel or what. Quick and painless. I might have. Yeah. End of the line and next steps. That was the Charles speech we talked about last night. Bitcoin already tanking. Sell the event. Like, it was 62,000 a second ago. We're down $500 at a blink of an eye, bro. Get me excited and rug pulled me already. Unbelievable. Unfriggin' believable. I was hoping to go into the weekend happy. SPX up 50. NASDAQ 311. It's still pumping. What are bonds doing? Bonds basically at 125. E-mini S&P up 50. NASDAQ futures up 240, 248. Iakman Kappa in the house. How you doing, brother? I don't know how you say that first one. Iakman Kappa in the house. How you doing, brother? They can shove all that fake AF data up their Jackson Hole. I impressed Ricky. That's got me. Put a smile on my face for the weekend. I impressed Ricky. Ricky, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. That's not how the song goes, but I changed it. All right. Bitcoin 61.6. What you buying after the meeting? I ain't buying shit, bro. I have a little bit of buy money, and I'm probably won't buy it unless there's another capitulation. I've already bought and 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 bought. I loaded the boat on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano in the deep recesses of the bear market. Later on, I started stacking some stacks, started sacking some Celestia. I'm down on the Celestia. About 70%. Bitcoin, Ethereum, I'm up. Cardano, I'm basically flat. What did I say? Stacks, I'm basically flat. And then recently I bought a bunch of Ondo. And Bitcoin's losing 41,000, dude. We're crashing. Oh, what was I looking at? 61.5. All right, we're fine. And then I bought a bunch of Ondo at like $1.20. I'm down on that. Bought some ICP. I'm up on that. How's Nike doing? About the same as your ugly ass face. And I bought, and I was buying and buying and buying and buying and buying, bro. What would I buy now? Throw a dart. You can throw a dart at any decent crypto and you'll make money. Nike at 0.002. Yep. In the dumpster, like your ugly ass face. I'm so freaking hungry right now, guys. IUSD 95 cents. It's almost back to peg. That's interesting. The Jed holding peg, bro. The Jed's been the winner. What's crappy ass Moneta doing? Garbage ass team. Bunch of freaking can't get shit done team. Promise the world, deliver nothing. Blame it on other people. Instead of coming up with solutions, blaming it on other people. We don't have a good oracle. Give us a good oracle. Well, can't you use Chainlink on Cardano? I thought you could. What's wrong with Charlie? Maybe help Charlie out. I don't even see Moneta on here, bro. Did the team already fold? It used to be pretty high volume. USDM. $1.05. Holy shit. This thing was depegged a while ago. Now it's at $1.05. What's its market cap? 7 million. Still basically not available to retail. They've mustered April, May, June, July, August. 5 months and they've mustered a 7 million market cap. Let's put a timestamp in. We'll guess about 52 minutes. $52 minutes. Might be a little early. Talk crap on Moneta. Moneta sucks. Charles Hoskinson, he needs to add in getting money out of politics. Stop the corruption. What did he say? Is this a summary of what he said? Hoskinson, blah, blah. Hoskinson draws parallels. They didn't talk about him. This doesn't talk about him trying to overthrow. Oh, Hoskinson plans to start an organization to work state by state towards calling a new constitutional convention. Yeah, Moneta's garbage, bro. Convince me otherwise. They haven't had an announcement since July 22nd, and their announcements were always stupid. The only alpha you can get is if not even with their nepotism and getting nothing done. No public. Yeah, you can't get. How is NBX coming? Good. Some Norwegian shit. When's retail coming? Not yet, but yes on the roadmap. Is Texas still play? Not yet, but yes. What have you guys accomplished? Beta testing hasn't started yet. It's still some weeks out. I thought they went live in March. Not really? New retail beta. Retail beta launch ready. Okay. So there's going to be a beta launch. So is it just beta USDM? It's not real USDM? Him with his little goofy look. There we go. I guess a new beta's coming for retail. Well, what's going on? They need... Uh-oh. Matt Plowman, who follows me on Twitter, by the way, at Nostradamus, is typing. Matt Plowman, he's the main bro, and his wife. This is a married couple trying to build a dominant stablecoin on Cardano. When are we gonna get that RFK? Sometime today, bro. I think tonight. Doesn't really say. Well, he's typing War and Peace over there. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. So today I'm going to set the record straight, explaining my exact posture. Well, that was 18 hours ago. Point by point, if you take
hard to suggest.
I think is safe.
So let me ask.
2 p.m. Eastern, so 3.5 hours. Nice. Bitcoin pushing 62,000 again. That deserves an air horn. Hold on. No. No, I'm not going to waste my time voting if it's not RFK. It doesn't matter in California, bro. Why am I going to waste my time voting? I don't want either candidate to win, to be honest. I guess I prefer Trump over Kamala, but just barely. I don't think either one of them. Trump isn't going to get anything done other than play a bunch of golf and talk about how great he is for 4 years. Continue to try and do what he says he's going to do, but not get nothing done because of the bipartisan politics, and nothing will probably actually get done. He'll sign some freaking. He'll start a flurry of executive orders, undoing the executive orders Biden did. That Biden did the executive orders, undo what Trump did. Just a repeating. Oh, I'm in office. I'm going to do a bunch of executive orders. Spend a bunch of money. Both of them are going to spend a bunch of money. Not do shit about the debt. Trump's launching a crypto. He didn't give a shit about crypto. He just knows it. He's just smart. He knows there's a lot of votes out there. Right? Are easy to scoop up. A lot of people are one issue voters that will vote based on if you're pro crypto. Easy votes, bro. Kamala's trying to say she's pro crypto, but no one believes her. The Democratic Party has been trying to obliterate crypto secretly, apparently, since Obama, and not so secretly in the last 4 to 5 years. Yeah, Harris. I don't, again, I don't know if that's true. I think it's 46%. And that's only if you're like 100 million air or something. I don't know that it's not about raising capital taxes. You just need to fix the tax code, bro. There's too many loopholes that the rich can implement so that they end up not paying taxes. And then someone like me, I can't do shit. Like I can kind of do some things, but I can't, I can't pay for high price CPAs or all these different things. I just going to get the standard deduction or, with my little YouTube business, I could theoretically have enough expenses to maybe squeeze a few dollars out of it. But, what can I do? I'm just stuck paying the tax rate. And then I'm stuck with California sticking it to me. California is 12%, something like that. Ridiculous. I can't believe California wants to vote in. The people in California are so stupid. I can't believe they want. But I can believe because you either love Trump or you hate Trump. Move to Singapore. I don't really know that I want to move to a different country, especially when it's going to affect, if I'm having to watch NFL games at like 1 a.m, hell, even 11 o'clock at night, I guess I would get used to it, but the rich borrow against their shares and never have to pay capital gains. They do things like that. They have to pay capital gains. Like Elon Musk paid a shitload of capital gains because he sold all that Tesla stock. NFL starts at 6 a.m. in Singapore. That's not bad, bro, because I'm usually up at like 4 a.m. That actually fits into my schedule pretty nicely. What's healthcare like there? 5 a.m. in I don't want to live in commie Australia. I don't want to live in communist Australia. The healthcare is awesome. What is the food like? Can you get really good fruit and vegetables? Good organically grown shit? Grass-fed, grass-finished beef. They have cattle over there. Some pasture-raised chicken eggs. Fresh food market. Because I don't want seafood, bro. I feel like Singapore would be heavy on seafood and some importing it. Foster's beer. Foster's is what Americans drink. They laugh at people that drink Foster's over in Australia, mate. Fresh lean kangaroo. I don't want to eat kangaroo. Singapore is so European. So you guys all carry purses over there. So the people, the company I work for is just loaded with 49ers fans. My fantasy football team is all 49er fans carry purses. And I'm being a Chiefs fan. It stings a little, right? Because they've lost to Kansas City 2 times in the last 5 years in the Super Bowl. Singapore has huge expats. Oh, because they don't want to pay taxes. Singapore, what is taxes like there? I thought the Philippines was like that too. What's better, the Philippines or Singapore? We haven't seen Michael Johnson in a while. I think it would be cool to live in Thailand. Maybe. I think doesn't Singapore have like a city that's like no pollution, no trash and shit? Yeah. This city looks beautiful, bro. Isn't it like a high-tech city? Look how beautiful that is. Is things really cheap there? It's only $800 to fly there. Our boy Koi plowed Singapore. What does that mean? Oh, Koi, yeah. Singapore is way safer. What are the taxes like there? Man, you have to expatriate. That's hard. You have to pay taxes to expatriate. 0 to 24%. Do not need. Oh, the taxes don't look. I mean, it's better than the United States. Get yourself a Singaporean. Yeah, Singaporean wife, Singaporean cook, Singaporean topless maid. That's funny because you say that because the Mexicans don't drink. Yeah, they laugh at gringos that drink Corona. Corona's piss. Get yourself. China is across the water. My sister's friend lives, and my uncle lived there. Oh, so you've never lived in Singapore? You're just secondhand knowledge. You live in. Oh, you live in Australia? Where do you live? Do you live in Commie, Australia? All right, Bitcoin 61.6. You visited. You live in Commie, Australia now? Yeah, Commie, Australia. That sucks. Isn't income tax over there getting worse and worse? I feel like Australia would be a beautiful place to live, except their government's just out of control. Yeah. Yeah, their government's probably what Kamala is achieving to be. Canada's terrible. Canada's commie now. Australia's going commie. Total control. I think the United States is headed there. All right, Bitcoin 61.7. Coinbase up $8. MicroStrategy up 750. We up on that trade. Didn't I put a... Oh, I did put a put spread on. How's that one doing? We got 214 credit. I put this on yesterday, didn't I? Close for profit. Mid $1.85. It's up $8 and I'm only up like 15-20%. The state owns everything. What does commie mean? You don't know what communist is? Complete government control. Just made 1,200. Oh, on like what? You leverage traded it? That was pretty ballsy. On like an... Oh, speaking... What are you doing that? Are you doing that on an Ethereum sidechain or like in an exchange? Jupiter. Oh, Jupiter. I tried using Jupiter once, the long Solana. It kept failing, so I just said screw that. Big news, breaking news. Sony's putting a layer 2 on Ethereum, bro. That's massive. That's big. That's gonna be gaming. Mass adoption, if it's any good. I don't know much about it. I don't remember who they're partnering with. But that'll just be a quick little... So, Sony Layer 2 called like Sonium. Sonium? Stupid name. And Microsoft is looking at... Mike, I haven't heard that one. Sonium, introducing Sonium by Sony Block Solutions Lab, building a public Ethereum Layer 2 next generation blockchain ecosystem. That is massive, guys. This is big breaking news. I don't know if they're just going to clone like Optimism or something. Featuring Chainlink as its launch partner. I mean, this is massive for adoption, but it's just, big money getting its piece of the pie. I don't know. Sony is building news, blah, 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 blah. we've been heads down Sony to at alongside. So I don't know. I think it's using Optimism or a clone of Optimism. There you go. You know what time it is, guys. Ramble time. I mean, we've had plenty of ramble, but it's officially ramble time. Is anyone talking about crypto? No. Yeah. Obviously, Alex Becker and Elio trades. As far as I know, they are. I wonder if Kurt watched Goodfellas yet. Curry for Kamala. Ugh. You know his wife is the one that wears the pants in that family.
Team USA.
Travis Kelce wanted to speak at the DNC. That makes me want to vomit.
And go out there and win that gold medal at the Olympics this summer. And that unity on and off the court reminded us all that together we can do all things. And Kamala, so let's all do our part.
Oh, brother.
God bless.
Equities holding, but not this. Bitcoin is at 61.5. Calm the F down, bro. Crypto gaming is a bad space. Alex Becker doesn't pop up on feed anymore. Yeah, he doesn't pop up often. He might not be tweeting that much. It's Trey Smith. I agree. I'd hate to lose Nick Bolton, but the time has come for policy to adjust. Uh-oh. Powell goes full dove. Yeah, it felt like a dovish speech, I guess. The dovish talk by Powell strongly suggests Bitcoin dominance will go down in 2025. Oh, rumors are speculating that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce made the Chiefs' 53-man roster. Wow, that's a relief. I was actually a little worried that they were on the bubble. Is Carson still going to be? Imagine getting this guy as an undrafted free agent behind Isaiah Pacheco that was round 7, I think.
The 45 in Jackson.
Watch. Just wait for it, guys. This guy is a beast.
Bill to be able to get. And here's the handoff, and Steele powers his way.
Say bye-bye to our short yardage problem.
Be physical. This is it happens. Norzad, the left guard, pulls in front. No need
Get to the good run.
The ball was across the plane before his.
Here we go. There's the kick. And Carson Steele's going to have a chance.
Oh, he's returning? This wasn't even the game last night, bro. I want to see that run again.
Across the 20. He's just going north and south.
This is him returning, guys. Just wait for it. I wonder if they show the tackle he had on special teams because he laid a bro out.
And Steele across the 35-yard line.
Carson Steele is to his left. Ball will be snapped. They say touchdown.
I think he was out at like the half-yard line.
Alligator in there. Run, 32 yards, left angle run by
He has a
Carson
pet
Steele.
alligator, guys. Mahomes is stoked. There's no way Carson Steele's not going to be getting a lot of carries this year.
And that's a great case in point right there.
Plow this in from a half-yard out.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
See if the Chiefs can punch
Short
it
yardage,
down
let's see.
10-0.
Yeah, there was a play where he's special teams on the kickoff team, and he made the tackle and caused a fumble. Has it now preseason? The Chiefs kick off the first game of the season in 13 days, 2 weeks from yesterday. He'd wear a suit on the sidelines. Yeah, no, I would be like Belichick, hoodies with my fat gut. Coach Time would bring his shitty mic. Biden's nuclear secure, blah, blah. LRC is making the roster? I don't think so. There's no room for him. Did Ross do enough to make the roster? I don't know. That's a tough one right there. That's a tough choice. If he doesn't make the roster, he won't make it through waivers. But the Chiefs don't. I think he has the potential to be, especially a red zone threat and a third down threat. But the Chiefs don't use these type of wide receivers. I'm not gonna second guess the second greatest coach of all time. Fed is not cutting to help your alt. Shut up, Benjamin Cohen. Nice bounces. We haven't officially crossed into idiocracy. That happened a long time ago, bro. UFO captured during Thursday Night Football. It looks like just a bird. Just a bird or a bug or a shadow. A lot of UFO sightings lately. That's just a bat, bro. Give me a break. Fed loosening is about to occur. Bitcoin miners are buying Bitcoin. This is because it's cheaper to buy Bitcoin at 60K than mine it at a cost of 72K. It costs 72K to mine Bitcoin. The first all-female spacewalk is underway. Why is that funny? I mean, that's awesome. I have nothing against a couple chicas spacewalking. Alligator, shovel man. Okay. Carson Steele riding his alligator. Who's stopping this backfield? Answer, no one. Commanders are 100% on trading Brandon. I don't think Brandon Ayuk is going to authorize that trade. Oh, he prefers the Commanders over the Steelers. I wonder why. He's going to stay with the 49ers, I would imagine. Introduces Jupiter Lock, an open source free and audited alternative to release your project. Okay. RFK officially withdraws his name from the ballot in Arizona. Yeah, what the two-party system was doing to him, removing him from the vote, from the ballots, and etc. It's practically communism. RFK officially withdraws, so it's official. I hereby withdraw as a candidate for the office of President of the United States. As I understand and agree that I will not run as a write-in candidate, that I am ineligible to receive a certificate, and that I will not seek, hold, or accept election or appointment to this office during this election cycle. Further, I request and agree that the state of, this is only in the state of Arizona, but I mean, it's state, signed in the state. So, I mean, he officially withdraws in Arizona. I mean, he's officially withdrawn. It's pretty much. I've been seeing this. This is an EV comparison between the Cybertruck and the newly launched GMC. Range. It's got higher range, but it doesn't have self-driving, bro. Slower. Off on acceleration, top speed, basically the same. GMC apparently has more horsepower. They're probably comparing it to like the 2 motor. Efficiency, it's got higher efficiency, cargo. Less? That's weird. Oh, just because of space. Vehicle length, who gives a shit, bed length, blah, blah, blah. $99,000. Remember when the Cybertruck was only going to be like 50,000? I would get Tesla just because the technology is so much better. And it's dope. That's steel, bulletproof windows. Womp womp. Just sold, hell yeah. Arizona. He's officially withdrawing in about 3 hours. I hated the Eagles since I was 10, but I cannot tell a lie. They just won the Super Bowl because Howie Roseman is the executive of the year. What? Okay. No one gives a shit what you have to say. Skip. You're irrelevant now. You've turned into the clown of sports journalism. Disappointed RFK is dropping out. You and me both, brother. This guy says he's better than Mahomes.
Their own 5-yard line, and it's Hoskinson going
deep. You see how long that pass was? That was a weird throw. Underarm, sidearm. Nice pass.
Of Doucette's arm, throwing the ball almost the entire
field. Got a weird motion. U.S. dollar is being used in the highest level in over a decade. The use of the U.S. dollar is the highest it's been in over a decade. That's big breaking. But bricks, yeah, bricks ain't shit, bro. I'm not worried about the bricks right now. I'm worried about the debt. Bitcoin at 60,900. We're sliding a little. The market's sliding. That sucks. You can pick up Taysom Hill as a tight end and quarterback. So that's an interesting move. You pick him up and play him as tight end. I might have to do that. Let's say you received an inheritance of 1 million. What would you do with it? I hate people that just post engagement shit like this. If you don't see happy people, you need more Bitcoin. Well, that's a weird picture. Are they all peeing? Are they wearing stockings? Is this going to get me in trouble with YouTube? I'm alone, sad. I'm alone, happy. I'm alone, sad, guys. I'm alone, sad. There's literally no difference in the policies of the GOP versus the Dems, just optics. These people are incorrigible, like Kurt, and you're a naive fool to believe any of these people. I couldn't agree more. The real fly. Trump, Vance who has sex with couches. Who's Tulsi? I thought her name was Shanahan or something. Oh, this is going to be his. So that's his VP. Kennedy's going to be the CIA director. Elon's going to be the Treasury of Efficiency. Arg what, Jason?
Little.
What is in that?
Everything else. And then I have
another UFO. Oh, Vandenberg in 1964. Apparently, this was in Vandenberg shutting off an ICBM, and
fires a beam of light at the warhead, hits it, fires another beam of light, and then flies out the way it came in. And the warhead tumbles out of space. The thing fires a beam of light at the warhead, hits it.
Josh Gordon had 1,646 receiving yards in 2013 in 14 games. His quarterbacks were Brandon Weeden, Jason Campbell, and Brian Hoyer. Yeah, that guy was a beast that year, but the NFL pushed him out. And he did this despite taking bong rips and shots of whiskey. I didn't know he did whiskey. I knew he had a heavily addicted to weed. Commanders wide receiver. Terry McLaurin is the only solid wide receiver. Kamala's sister Maya is 57 and much better looking. Ooh, a new Lord of the Rings movie? I need to rewatch the trilogy, bro. I never watched The Hobbit. Maybe I should watch those too. Those are commitments. But amazing movies. It's on Max. Good. The Two Towers. Ring of Power. Wait, there was a movie in series. I never really watched that. It's on Max. Uh-oh, guys. Return of the King. It's on Max. The Hobbit. I never watched any of these. I hear they're good. I just never, The Hobbit. Let's see, 2014 to 2012. It's on Max. Uh-oh. Max wants me to go ham. It's on Max. What are the run times? This is probably 24 hours of solid movies in 6 movies. The Battle of the Five Armies. 7.4. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch these. Black Don't Crack. Once you go black, you never go back. I went black. I went back. I don't discriminate. White is right. Coinbase only up 5 now. If you knew what was going on below the belt right now, guys, if you knew what was going on below the belt, you would be disgusted. The walls at JT's house are getting a fresh coat of paint probably right now. The wife is gone. He's got that rock hard brick, waking up with that rock hard granite, 5 inches of granite. That morning granite. All right, time to wrap this bitch up. I'm out of control, Ramble. Bitcoin 61,000. NASDAQ up 118. And wasn't it up way higher at one point? 19.6. Yeah, 300. Yeah, it was up over 300 points at one point. So, womp womp. E-mini S&P still up about 37. Everything's cooled off. Cardano below 38. Kind of checking things out. Yep, little cool off. NASDAQ actually shows red on this chart. All right, guys, that's my time. I appreciate it if you hit the prescription. Appreciate it if you hit the like. Low dick energy on the likes today. Not gonna lie. Pretty weak shit you brought in the house this morning. If crypto pops off this weekend, I'll hop on. I wouldn't. I kind of doubt it, and I don't particularly like Bitcoin making big moves over the weekend. Of course, I want it to just God candle to like 90K over the weekend, but then there would just be this massive gap that has to get filled. It sucks, right? Crypto's 24/7, but if something happens over the weekend, you got the CME gap. I freaking hate that. It shouldn't be the case, but for whatever reason, it tends to be the case. I don't think we have any gaps. All gaps are filled, bro. No gaps. So if Bitcoin pumps up to 70,000 over the weekend, we're going to have a big fat gap that needs to get filled. Now, it's possible that that doesn't get filled until after the bull market. But there was this gap right here. I thought that maybe this doesn't get filled until after we have a crazy bull run and go back into the bear market. But guess what? They filled that bitch, and boy, did they. In fact, there was a downside gap. And then we filled that. Right? So no gaps. And downside gaps suck because it ruins your weekend. You're losing money. So no gaps. All right, everyone. It's Friday. You look freaking great. You look amazing. You've never looked better. Have a great weekend. It's only going to be like 80 degrees.